Jesus more.
My dear friends, we are all familiar with this gospel, and just like the people of Israel, we are really familiar with this gospel, especially at that moment when Jesus went into the synagogue to read these words. It starts by saying that he went to his own home because now he is in Nazareth. He's not outside his hometown. All the people know him. They know his mother, they know his father, they know his brothers and sisters, meaning his relatives. And now he goes into the synagogue to read, and they hand him the scroll of the prophet Isaiah chapter 61 from 1 to 3. They are very familiar with this text, and the context of this text is the Babylonian exile. So the context of it is the Babylonian exile, but the words are spoken are the words of the suffering servant, the prefigured Messiah that would come. And it says, the Spirit of the Lord has been given to me. He has anointed me. He has sent me to bring good news to the poor, to proclaim liberty to captives, and to open the eyes of the blind, and to set the prisoners free. And lastly, to proclaim the Lord's year of favor. In other words, the Jubilee year. So now Jesus says that these words, you are familiar with them, but they are being fulfilled even to your hearing. Even as you hear them, they are being fulfilled. It's no longer about the captivity of the Israelites in Babylon, but it is being fulfilled even as you hear it. And the good news is that even as we hear these words today, it is being fulfilled, because we just celebrated the Christmas, we celebrated the Epiphany, and these words are being fulfilled even to our hearing, that Jesus has come to bring good tidings to the poor, to set the captives at liberty, to open the eyes of the blind, to set the prisoners free, and to declare the year of favor, the Jubilee year. And this is exactly what we celebrate at Christmas, that Jesus has come to set us free. Jesus has come to bring liberation. But first of all, when he talks about the poor now, in this case, it would not be the people who are naturally poor, people who are physically poor, but people who are in lack of grace, who are not in the possession of grace, are the poor. And he says he has come to bring good tidings to the poor. He has come to restore grace to them. He has come to set the captives free, meaning that there are people who are held in slavery, not in Babylon, but we are slaves of sin. People who are held down by their own addictions, who are held down by what they are going through, by their sinfulness, who are held down by all the challenges that they go through, that they have been held captives by everything that is happening around them. Jesus says he has come to set them free, to open the eyes of the blind, because even at this moment he is in his own home and his own people did not even recognize him. We hear John in his Gospel chapter 1 verse 10, he says that he came to his own, the world came to be through him, and the world did not recognize him. He came to his own hometown and his people did not accept him. So those who have not accepted him, those who did not recognize him, are those who are blind in this text, in this context, that he has come to open their eyes, that they may be able to recognize that he is the light of the world. And thirdly, he says he has come to declare the Lord's year of favor, because according to the Mosaic code, the code of Moses, it says that every 50 years was a Jubilee year. And what happens during the Jubilee year? Anyway, this year, last year we celebrated the Jubilee year. And the year is a year of grace, a year of forgiveness, a year of indulgences. And we know that it was a year of favor. But it was more strong in the time of Moses. The code of Moses was established. He said that every 50 years, God forgave us from all our sins. People who had debts, they had to be forgiven. So if you are in the Jubilee year and you had some debts, and we had some people who you are owing some money or maybe something, then those debts were all forgiven. They were all cancelled in the Jubilee year. And for instance, if there was somebody who had to inherit something and then there was a delay in that, during the Jubilee year, that was restored to him. So it was a year of restoration. It was a year of forgiveness. It was a year of cancellation of things that we are owed. It was a year of favor for everyone. And Jesus declares that his coming is going to be a Jubilee year. It's going to be a year of favor. We don't only have to consider that the coming of Jesus is going to bring us this restoration, but that even as we receive him, he is giving us newness of life. He is restoring us. He is forgiving us from all our sins. And that is the reason for which Christ was born to us. That's the reason for which the Messiah came into the world. Not to set people free from the slavery of the Romans, but to set us free from the captivity of sin. To open our eyes that we may be able to recognize him as Lord and King. But the question still remains for us, my dear brothers and sisters, and the challenge for us still remains that we can receive him or we can as well reject him. We can receive him and we can say, no, thank you, but I am not ready for this. And this is what each and every one of us must make a step towards. Are we going to receive all that Jesus has to give us? Liberation, restoration, opening the eyes of the blind, drawing us closer to him, opening us to be able to receive the grace that he wants to offer us, because he says, I am gracious. I come with graciousness to you. I am full of grace and blessings to give you. But we have to be able to stretch out our hands and receive that which is offered, because he is willing to enrich us with his grace. And therefore, at this Christmas, it can be something that we can forget about it again and wait for the next Christmas and celebrate again. But we can also say, Jesus has come with all his giftedness, because his words are being fulfilled even in our hearing. And he says, I am willing to be gracious to you. I want to set you free from your captivity. And the greatest gift, just like the Magi came to Jesus with the gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, that we can come to him with the gifts of our brokenness, the gift of our sinfulness, the gift of our addictions, the gift of our struggles, our challenges, our difficulties, the burdens that we carry every day, the yokes that we find ourselves in, the chains that we find ourselves in. And Jesus is willing to receive them and grant us that freedom from captivity, and grant us that forgiveness of sins, and open our eyes that we may be able to recognize him as Lord and King.
Kiss us, mother, kiss your children. Bring God's blessings from above. With your mantle blue enfold us in your gentle holy love. See the darkness dissipating, hear the trumpet echoing, Satan's rage